Here's a quick question you may have asked or seen someone ask in the last year. Does the keto diet actually work? If you follow any fitness types on Instagram, you have no doubt heard this word before. Or worse yet, if you know one of those obnoxious CrossFit types in real life, they've probably explained the whole diet to you at length, whether you ask them to or not. Either way, there's all kinds of people out there posting Transformation Tuesday content touting the weight loss benefits of this latest diet craze. And considering that the pandemic lockdown has left a lot of us with a bit of extra pounds of added health risk, there's probably a little voice in you deep down that keeps wondering, does this diet actually work? And you wouldn't be the only person to wonder that. Matter of fact, people have been pondering this same question for decades, long before keto was even born. That's because the keto diet isn't actually that new. It's just the latest iteration of a fad diet that loves to pop up again every few years. Today, it's keto, which is short for ketogenic diet. You've also got its more extreme cousin, Whole30. But before it was keto, it was called paleo. Before paleo, it was the South Beach diet. And before that, it was the Atkins diet. And those are just the most popular names. The idea behind all of them is to drastically cut down or even eliminate carbohydrates from your intake. A carbohydrate, or carb, is one of the three main macronutrients, or macros for short, that your body uses to do its thing of keeping you alive, moving you through the world, growing, recovering from whatever bad decisions you make, and hopefully learning a thing or two on the way. Doing all of those things takes energy, specifically glucose that your cells take and metabolize. And a carb is basically a type of sugar that the body can most easily break down. It uses a hormone called insulin to absorb that glucose that it needs. And that's why most health experts recommend that the single largest portion of your calorie intake on a daily basis should consist of carbohydrates. So then why do so many others have beef? Advocates for low-carb diets will tell you that carbs are not the only way for your body to obtain glucose, and that is true. It can also burn fat, which is why your body uses it to stash energy to use later. And if you've got more fat on your body than you want, then you want your body to tap into those fat deposits to burn energy. The problem is, according to fans of low carb, that because carbs are a much easier source of glucose, your body is going to turn to them first to get its energy. So if you're constantly consuming carbs, your body will never have a reason to reach into those fat stores. So instead, they advocate for eliminating carbs so that your body enters a state called ketosis, which is when your body is predominantly metabolizing fat for energy, and also where the name keto comes from. And when your body is already used to metabolizing fat for energy, they say, it'll be much more ready to burn the stored fat in your body. But the research to support that is sparse. Here's the thing, when it comes to gaining or losing weight, there's really one number that matters: calories. If you consume more calories than you burn, you gain weight. If you consume fewer, you lose weight. It is as simple as that. And if you consume fewer calories than you burn, then you're gonna be in ketosis regardless of where those calories come from. With that said, not every calorie is created equal. The problem is that most people only tend to closely regulate their food intake when they're on a strict diet and then throw caution to the wind when they're not. That's why most dieters see results in the short term, but struggle keeping them in the long term. So if your goal is to eat healthy and see results that last, stop thinking about what fad diet to follow in the short term and focus on forming long-term healthy habits. First off, track your food intake. If that sounds tedious and annoying, let me ask you this. Who taught you how to eat? Chances are you started by taking cues from the people who raised and fed you growing up, and then maybe you modified your diet when you first went out on your own and you haven't really looked back since. And that's your problem. If you calculate your body's calorie requirement and then track your intake, even if you don't change what you eat at all, you can at least get a sense of how your body got into its current state. And if you're unhappy with that state at all, you already have a sense of where to start. Even better, we now have all kinds of apps that are here to help you calculate your calorie demand, track your consumption, and make recommendations on how to help you reach your goals. And chances are that you won't need to track your food for the rest of your days, just long enough to retrain your brain how to nourish your body instead of always just reaching for the closest thing that tastes good. When it comes to fitness and health, there are three main factors: nutrition, activity, and rest. To achieve any goal you have with your body, you'll see best results when you're utilizing all three. For food, this means consuming the right amount of calories in the right proportions, or what the fitness community calls hitting your macros. Specialty diets are best left for when a licensed professional recommends it. Otherwise, you're typically best off getting your macros from complex carbs, lean proteins, and healthy fats. For activity, this means not only getting your heart rate up on the regular, but also strengthening your muscles and joints. And believe it or not, rest is a very key component. In other words, #no days off is not a flex. Taking control of your body and your health is not about what you eat or how you do for one meal or even one day. It's an average of all the decisions you've made over the long term. If you're interested in learning about how to be more healthy, you can check out our other series called FitFam. Just search for it wherever you're watching this. Otherwise, you can keep on resting and have a look at this.
If there's any topic out there that's got you scratching your head and you're too scared to ask, you should totally send it our way. Tweet using the hashtag #QuickQuestion or email us at questions@brainjoltmedia.com. Don't forget to follow us, and remember, quick questions don't always have quick answers.